On a scale of 1 to 10, how much do you want these snacks?
Hungry.
Welcome to the Blue Lounge Podcast. Come spend some time in our idiocy and feel better about yourself. Let's get started. This is episode 2 of the Blue Lounge Podcast. We're going to talk about illegal drugs. Yay! Everybody's favorite.
You have some?
Maybe. So, tell
What you
me,
got?
have you ever done drugs? Illegal drugs, not medication.
I've done legal, illegal drugs.
Legal illegal drugs?
No, according to my employer, no, I've never done drugs.
Got it. According to the law, I have never done drugs. This is just for informational purposes only. We do not endorse drug use at all.
I think everybody's experimented a little when they were younger.
Yeah, I mean, most people. I'm sure there's still people that haven't tried anything.
I'm sure there's some
Mormons
priest
come
out
to
there.
mind.
Some priest out there somewhere.
I guess first off, we'll talk about the legal, illegal one, marijuana, legal in
The
some
one
states.
that should be legal. There's no reason for it to not be illegal.
I guess before we do that, we should probably talk about how the DEA schedules the drugs and how that comes about and what schedules there are.
What are you talking about? Like Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday?
That's right. They schedule them from Monday through Sunday. DEA scheduling goes from what? Schedule 1 to 5?
So I know that Schedule 5 drugs are supposed to be that they have no medicinal benefit.
That is incorrect.
Really?
Schedule 1 is...
No, Schedule 1.
are the bad ones that include marijuana because they say they have no medicinal value whatsoever.
If you
and
exclude cancer treatment and glaucoma.
they have no researched or scientifically proven medical use, and they're highly addicting. Psychological and physical addiction.
Marijuana does not fit into that category.
I agree, it doesn't. It does have medicinal uses, but I guess I haven't done too much research to say yes or no. I don't know.
With so that Congressman Trey Gowdy has you can look it up on YouTube where he's talking about the scheduling of marijuana and trying to legalize it, whatever. And he brings up an interesting point. You should listen to it. But basically, he's seems to be, at least to the outside public, one of the people who are in favor of the legalization.
I think most of the politicians are okay with it when they're trying to get votes
in the face of the public.
Yeah, when they're talking to the general public, they're like, "Yes, we can do that. Go drugs."
You mean they do underhanded things?
What? Our politicians never. Good Lord, they would never. They're upstanding individuals.
They're straight shooters.
A lot of them. That's right. They don't do any shady, underhanded anything.
So what's Schedule 4?
So Schedule 1 is we did that one. So it includes, what is it? Heroin, LSD, marijuana, peyote. I think it's quaaludes. I don't know how to say methaqualone. I don't know. MDMA and magic mushrooms. So those are all Schedule 1.
Well, so MDMA, I hear, is supposed to be taken off.
I think they're doing research for psychological use now as we speak.
Antidepressant.
Yeah, because that's another one that's good. They're looking at uses for PTSD, and I think
I have that shit.
I can't say that I have PTSD over much of anything.
What was that? PT? That was a joke.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like there's a few of those that don't belong in that category. They just, apparently it takes a lot to change a schedule. So what it is the DEA makes the Health and Human Services.
So when we say that it takes a lot to change something, we're really talking about money, right?
It's possibly that, but it's also like Health and Human Services has to do a study, or they have to look into it through the FDA, who evaluates the potential for abuse and medical use and all that stuff. They only look at scientific evidence. They don't look at anything anecdotal or anything like that. So what the FDA only goes with scientific evidence. So if there's none of that, then that's what they do. Anyhow, so they go with that. and then the DEA considers that report when they make their decision whether or not to reschedule something, and then they decide what to schedule it. I think the reason they haven't rescheduled marijuana is because of political bullshit, but whatever.
So
So
they have psilocybin as a Schedule 1,
yeah,
don't they?
so magic mushrooms, yeah.
Right.
Quite a few, I think that and you know
That
what?
are on the list that probably shouldn't be there.
Yeah, I mean, LSD, I know overuse can cause some issues, but it has also been used not scientifically, not by any researcher. Well, they had the government did research on it way back in the day, but they they use it for microdosing for like depression and things like that. People do. I don't
Right.
think the government nobody condones it that I know of.
Right.
But so our other schedules, 2 and 2N are less, they have a slightly better medicinal use, I guess. Those are methamphetamines. Why? Why? They have methamphetamines as a 2 and marijuana as a 1. I have no idea. I don't know any medical benefits to methamphetamines.
Yeah, I don't think there's much logic. I mean, obviously, if you go and research it, you can figure out the answer, but what the portrayed answer is anyway.
One of the interesting things I found was that Ritalin is a Schedule 2. Didn't know that.
Oh, yeah, I was surprised it was a Schedule 2. I don't think anybody takes it these days, do they?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure people still take it.
Yeah.
I think
I
it's still a
remember
popular drug.
the only time I've ever heard of it was when we were young and one of our neighbors.
I'm fairly certain they still use it for ADHD, ADD
Yeah.
children. Yeah,
On the
on
chitlins.
the children's. So 3 and 3N, slightly less than 2, so we're getting lower. It has a high psychological dependence, apparently. Low physical dependence, but those are like your buprenorphines, your pain medications. Buprenorphine, Tylenol with codeine, ketamine apparently is one of those anabolic steroids, things like that. Schedule 4, abuse potential is higher than 5, which is the lowest, but it's things like alprazolam, clonazepam, diazepam, all your PAMs. And then 5, which is the lowest, are things like Robitussin AC, which I think that has something, I don't remember what it is. Codeine, lowest potential for
Always
abuse.
chilling.
Do what?
Always chilling.
What?
Robitussin AC.
Oh, is that what that is?
I don't know.
I mean, maybe if you take it and you're always chilling, I don't know. Oh, cocaine. Cocaine is on here as well. It is a Schedule 2.
Interestingly, I learned that the reason why cocaine is a Schedule 2 is because it's a vasopressor.
Yeah, they use it for anesthesia
And
or as an anesthetic.
they also use it to stop nosebleed.
Is that like an oxymoron? Because I feel like overuse causes
Causes nosebleed.
nosebleeds. But I guess when you're trying to stop shit, you're not overusing it. Although it would be funny if they tried to do that with someone who had Whitney Houston when she had her nosebleeds.
Right.
Would it work then?
Right. Is what causes the nosebleed the cure for the nosebleed?
Does it do both at the same time? No. So, back to marijuana. Marijuana legal, several states. We live in a state that's never going to legalize
Also,
that stuff.
there's that video that I watched. I think I sent it to you, where they talk about how the the public opinion about a particular topic or a particular bill has little to no impact on the rate at which Congress passes laws. I think it was
Yeah.
some Harvard study that even if a bill had 100% public support, the rate of the Congress passing it was still the same as if it had 0.
Yeah, because they don't care.
Right.
They just want to get their paycheck and they're like, we can possibly do it now.
Right. I mean, I would argue that at least the majority of the country is in favor of legalization. Now, I mean, what that looks like, I mean, that's a topic that's open for discussion.
Yeah. I mean,
They'll just tax it like cigarettes.
look at Colorado and New Mexico and Seattle or Washington. They all have it legalized for medicinal and
Recreation.
recreational. So what I'm interested in is, does it make DUIs and stuff go down? Does it dramatically rise?
So that's one of the things that we talk about on my job because it's a fireable offense at my job. But in a hypothetical situation where Texas was to legalize it, I think the issue would be proving whether or not you were currently under the influence of marijuana at the time of an incident. If you are driving and you get into a accident and it's not like it's not like a blood alcohol test where they can have you blow on a machine and tell that you're currently affected by alcohol.
Yeah. Yeah, there's no way to say. I mean, I guess unless you're just looking at bloodshot eyes and dilated pupils.
Right. And you got the munchies. You got a bag of Doritos and
That's right.
with you.
Do you dangle snacks in front of them and be like, huh? Huh?
Are
Do you
you
want
hungry?
it?
Yeah, man, I'm starving.
On a scale of 1 to 10, how much do you want these
How hungry
snacks?
are you?
Oh my gosh. I don't know if you saw this, but I came across a video on TikTok the other day about 2 guys that were transporting, like, 20 pounds of marijuana in a dog crate in their car,
Is that the one that called the police on themselves?
and he called the cops on himself. Don't do drugs, ladies and gentlemen. Um,
If you're transporting drugs, definitely don't do
don't do
drugs.
them while you're transporting. Because I mean, we all know that there is potential for paranoia, especially with the new, more potent
Right.
marijuanas, and there's definitely a potential for being paranoid.
Well, we don't know anything about that though. We just know that
No, it's my tons and tons of research
yeah,
online that
and listening to people talk.
That's right.
Yeah.
I've never not done marijuana.
So
Just
they
kidding.
also say that the stuff that when we were younger is a lot weaker than the stuff that
Yeah,
they're
I mean,
using now.
if you just think about the makeup of it, I mean, there was a lot of, like, seeds and whatnot in the marijuana when we were younger, from what I've been told. I don't know, I didn't do it when I was younger, but
Might have done it a couple times, allegedly.
allegedly. So that's my understanding, and of course, there's virtually no seeds in it now, and it's just more potent. They're just breeding the plants to be more potent.
Well, so what do you think about my current one of my current little schemes? Like I have schemes all the time about how to make money or a job that we could do or whatever. And I think that there would be a market to just grow the old stuff, like when we were growing up, just the regular weed, just regular bud, and we'd sell it to all the older people
'Cause they don't want the new
because
weed.
they don't want the new stuff. They
They
just
don't
want
want the
the.
new strong weed.
I just want to smoke a joint and eat some Doritos, man. Leave me alone.
I don't need to know if it does A, B, C, or D. I
Right.
just wanna smoke it and eat some munchies. Order some late night Jack in the Box munchie box.
Right.
Because let's face it, that was geared toward marijuana
Yeah,
smokers.
exactly. I think
I mean, it's genius,
I think
really.
that's the reason why we have these restaurants that are open so late for those people with the late night munchies.
Yeah, I mean, Jack in the Box has cornered the market. They got the drunk people with the tacos because apparently drunk people love their tacos. No idea why, but don't know.
Is that from personal experience?
It is not. I don't like their tacos at all. They freak me out a little bit because they're like sealed.
Are they still 2 for 50 cents or 2 for a dollar or whatever?
Yeah, probably. I don't know. They're like 25 cents each.
I don't go
I
to
don't know what they are,
I don't go to Jack
but
in the Box.
I don't eat them. I don't know. But now they have those mini ones where you can get 5 or 6 of them in a little box. But yeah, so they cornered the alcohol people,
I think them
and then
and Taco Bell.
Taco Bell. Yeah, Taco Bell's got way better
I
tacos.
think Taco Bell was specifically invented by a pothead.
I mean, but at least I mean, I
Well,
was about to say they're
look
open
at the
longer, but
menu.
they're
Look at
not.
the menu. The menu is the same 6 or 7 ingredients in
In different shapes.
different presentations.
That's true.
Great
Is
business
meat,
strategy.
beans, lettuce, tomato,
Tomato,
cheese,
sour
and
cream,
their Taco Bell sauce.
and to throw you a curveball, we can either give you a crispy shell or a soft shell.
That's right. We'll put it in a burrito
Throw you
form.
an even bigger curveball, we'll put the crispy shell inside
That's
of the
right.
sausage.
They do that. We'll give you it's the best of both worlds, really. They've added pitas, so yeah. But Jack in the Box has the munchie boxes, right? So it has it's the funniest thing. So they have nacho cheese covered nuggets, and they have they have that on a burger, and in the box you also get fries. It's things that someone that has the munchies would be like, "Oh, that sounds amazing."
Nacho cheese covered nugget.
On a burger.
I don't know what I think about that.
It's something like that. I don't know, I'd have to look at their menu, but
So
yeah.
do they just hire potheads and have them create a
I
menu?
think so. I think they hired a pothead and was like, "Hey, when you're high in the middle of the night and you want some food, what would it be?"
Right.
And then they looked at everything on their menu and they're like, "Yeah, all of this on a burger would be great."
Right.
And they're like, "Alright."
So to me, marijuana and magic mushroom, psilocybin are two of the ones that for sure we should look at the scheduling of them. Russell Brand talks about it. I listen to him from time to time.
I'm gonna say all of them on one, so marijuana, LSD, mushrooms, MDMA. Those are all because the magic mushrooms, LSD, and MDMA all help with the same thing, right? PTSD, psychological issues, depression,
Maybe if
they
we
all
maybe if we
assist.
maybe if we legalized them, we'd have less school shooting.
They are maybe, I don't know. They are doing tests, I think, in Colorado for magic mushrooms.
Hey, Jeremy, don't grab your bag. Take this.
Take us a mushroom and freak the fuck out.
Brick.
They're freaking out. Because let's face it, there are bad trips on mushrooms.
No, yeah.
Eh, especially if you don't know you've
I
taken it.
hear that there are bad trips
I mean, I have heard that there are some pretty fucking bad trips. I haven't had one, but I've heard people that have
because
had
you would
one.
have to do it in order to have a bad
That's
trip.
true. That's true. I have never tripped on I mean, I've tripped on stairs. That's all. That's all I've tripped on.
I've tripped over my own 2 feet.
I've tripped over my own 2 feet. I don't do any kinda other tripping. I just trip and fall down.
So the argument like that I hear people say is that the reason why the government won't look at the scheduling for marijuana and these other ones is because because if you legalize marijuana, it is the biggest funding for the prison industrial complex.
I mean, why are they in prison anyway? I mean, seriously.
No, I agree with
Someone dealing marijuana is least on
we
my
have the
list of
highest rate
shit
of
that'll happen.
incarcerated citizens per capita.
It's ridiculous. And yeah, I feel like did all of the states that legalized it release the people that were in prison for distribution?
That's a good question that I would
Because I feel like they should have. It's only fair.
right. So then that begs the argument. So you broke a rule back when it was a rule, right? And so now we're punishing you because you can't play by the rules. And then during your punishment, we changed the rule that
That's
you
right.
broke. Now we're
You
still punishing
still
you, right?
technically broke a rule, but
Right.
also when you have states like California with their 3 strikes and you're out rule, if you if somebody went to prison on their 3rd strike for marijuana, should they be left in there? I mean, seriously.
No,
Three
I think every
that one.
objective, right? Like it's if you had, let's say, a pound of weed and you got busted with a pound, I think that's a little less severe than these guys that had what was it, 20 pounds?
Yeah, and yeah, and all the
Clearly,
cars.
there's an intent to distribute, right?
Yeah, I mean, maybe they might wanna keep it and do it all. I mean, that'll last
How long would it take you to smoke 20
it
pounds?
depends on how much you smoke. If someone were conservative, it would last them quite a few years, I would say, but if
Yeah.
they're not,
Does it go bad?
if you have I think it can
It
mold
gets
depending.
it gets skanky.
If you leave it
It's never been left around long enough.
I was about to say, I think if you leave it in a place where it can be moist, it can mold, which is bad. That can
So you gotta leave it
that can kill a person,
in a
apparently.
humidifier like a cigar?
No, you can vacuum pack it.
Yeah.
Vacuum seal that stuff.
Like a cigar?
So I've heard.
So so you've heard.
So I have heard.
Do you know any good vacuum sealing brands?
Brands, I don't know, let's just go with a cheap one.
We just go with affordability,
That's
right?
that's right. It just needs to suck all the air out of it. I don't care what brand it is.
Just suck all the air out of it and melt the end of it close. I don't care.
Yeah,
Mm.
I don't know. But yeah, I mean, if you think about it, so if you look at Colorado, how much money Colorado as a state has made from making it legal, why wouldn't Texas do it? But then again, they wouldn't do
Well,
they
Texas is a far more uh,
conservative.
Christian conservative state.
Yeah, but I mean, if you think of how much money the state can make up with that,
No, I agree with
because
the argument.
potheads are potheads and they're gonna buy their shit.
And there's potheads. There's a lot of potheads here in Texas. They would
In
instantly make a
Austin,
lot of money.
they're all in Austin.
They're all of them. There's
Every
not a
single one of
single
them,
one.
they all live in
Not
Austin.
a
They don't
single
live
one
anywhere else.
outside of Austin, outside of Travis County.
That's right. It's only there. There's nobody else in the state that does it at all.
Yeah. Not in Harris County, not in Dallas County
That's right.
or Tarrant County.
Nope. The people that were arrested and are in jail, they were all from Austin and just were migrating places and
Right.
got caught.
They all drove up from Austin.
That's right. But yeah, I
A
mean,
big blueberry in the middle of tomato soup.
could you imagine what the state could do? Because we've had construction on in
Well,
Dallas on 635 forever.
let's be honest. Like the government doesn't use the funds for what they say that they're going to use the funds for, right?
That's true.
So initially
Social
the
Security.
Texas lottery was supposed to help fund education. Now I am
What
gonna
our education system is amazing.
it is
It's like the top notch.
phenomenal.
Top
We
notch.
we are just churning out
Brainiacs.
PhD candidates right and left.
I know. I mean, they coined terms like "want." They're amazing.
What? Is that TikTok?
Yes. I have seen it. I have seen it in multiple places though. So it's
Not just
not
that one?
just that.
Really?
Yeah. I'm fairly certain I remember seeing it on the side of a van. Not I mean, like, in a picture on the internet, so maybe it was doctored, but yeah.
Yeah, any picture could so that's the other so speaking of that shit, that's the scary stuff.
Back to Texas and our great educational system.
What about our great education?
They could use you were saying they meant to use the lottery for our amazing system to just make it so much better so we would beat everybody.
Right. My wife is one that's actually better educated on this particular subject, so I would have to punt that question to her.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, I think Colorado makes so many millions just in the sales of marijuana. I feel like Texas could get in on that.
Right, and yeah,
I mean,
agree.
we're already a really good independent state.
Why not make Texas great again?
Did it go bad ever?
Did it ever go
I
bad?
don't think it ever went bad. So, well,
Well, I mean, people love us, right? Like
that's
they're
right.
moving here in
Californians are
droves.
coming here and
In droves.
trying to make it California.
Dude, so that last presidential election, did you see how much blue was actually in the state now, where the counties
Yeah.
that turn blue?
Yeah, Austin.
Like that's crazy. That's crazy. That's all.
Yeah, that
That's
was a
all
lot
those
more than
people coming.
normal. Damn transplants.
All right.
Damn, I thought of something and I forgot. Don't
Yeah.
do drugs, ladies and gentlemen.
do-
One thing that I told my wife is my dream job is to just manage a marijuana store. I just want to manage one because I mean, really, you already know
They
your
call it a dispensary.
a dispensary, yes, because you already know your workers are going to be high and they're going to move slow, so that's fine. But you know that they're probably not going to steal anything.
I think you run the risk of theft. No
You
matter,
pro
no
I
matter what you
mean,
do.
there's probably some, but they have to have a card to be able to sell it, and they don't want to fuck up their chances at those cards, so they have to follow the rules. So
Right.
you know they're okay there. So really, you're just managing your people, and you know that when you tell them to do something, it's going to take them a minute.
Yeah. Once it goes well.
So patience is key.
And you'll have video cameras everywhere.
Yeah, so patience is key, and then you just take care of the daily money and stuff and close up shop. You just take care of your managerial
So are
things.
banks accepting the money yet, or
Last I heard, they weren't.
Yeah,
I don't know what the people are doing.
there was that TV show with Sly. I think it's called the Tulsa King or something. I think Tulsa King.
Yeah.
And he robbed a distillery because they have cash on hand.
I mean, yeah, they don't have anything. They were I think there was a randomly, I heard there was a guy who was doing bank things for all the dispensaries because they couldn't go to a normal bank because banks are dicks and wouldn't take the money. So I think he was, like, being a bank for them,
Right.
so they wouldn't have all this money on
I
in their
guess
dispensary.
I guess there's certain illegal activities that banks don't want to be a part of.
Did you know though that did you know that there was one type of marijuana that was legalized in Texas?
No, I didn't.
It is I believe it's liquid, it's an oral,
I like
and
oral.
it's you would. And it's legal for a specific, uh, epileptic problem that rarely is around, but that's the only thing. I don't know where you would get the stuff
Right.
since you can't get it for any other reason in Texas, but it's this one thing, this one epileptic thing is they're like, "Yep, you can have marijuana for that."
So that immediately makes it not Schedule 1 anymore, right? Because now we have a
You have a
medical
state
use
that's
for it,
recognizing that it's good for this one medical
so
use.
automatically it's not Schedule 1?
I mean, you would think so, but I mean, we didn't really touch a whole lot on any other drugs, but they're all the same. They're all for
Once you
depression.
done one, you done them all, right?
Ish, I have heard. I
It's a
mean,
gateway drug, right?
I did say that whenever it's time for me to die, I just wanna OD on heroin because you just go to La La Land and your body probably
You just
is
chase the dragon and
yeah,
go to
you're just
sleep.
chasing the dragon, you pass out, you probably look like shit when you're but,
Yeah,
like,
that's not
your
true.
brain is not with you.
I might have seen it a time or 2.
Probably, I would not doubt it. But, yeah, I mean but your brain is super happy. It's in its happy place. Your body is a little fucked, but you don't know what's going on, so I feel like when it's my time to go, that I, like, don't don't, it's like putting a horse out to pasture. I don't wanna be shot or anything.
You just go to sleep.
Just shoot me up with enough to OD me and no Narcan.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
Just say no to
So
Narcan.
what's your thoughts on the Narcan being over the counter?
I think I think Narcan over the counter is okay. I feel like
I think there's no reason
s
for it not to be.
yeah, there's not any reason for it not to be. I feel like with the prevalence of fentanyl around that it's like they say cops have it on them for fear of like when
Yeah, but
they're
they talk about transdermal transmission, and I don't know that that's a real thing.
it is.
Is it?
Yeah, they have transdermal patches. It's
But
like
but
plop those
like if
puppies
you
on.
come in contact with the powder form,
I don't know. I
like
don't know what makes it transdermal. I don't know if it absorbs. I don't know
right.
how absorbable it is in
Well, because
any other
I
form.
heard that one cop somewhere came in contact with it and got a overdose through touching it, and
Surely it was a patch, right?
yeah, I'm curious as to how. I guess that's something I'll have to research. Is
I'm surprised you haven't come across that in your line of work.
I wouldn't know the difference between that and just regular heroin,
No,
because
makes sense.
the action is the same.
Oh, yeah, Narcan. What do you think about the new one, the horse tranquilizer, xylazine? That's been over the count not over the counter, but it's been non-controlled forever, and it's like a really old drug, but now people are idiots and using it
Yeah.
to
People are industrious.
but they're using it to murder their extremities. Like, their extremities so basically, they call it the zombie drug, for one. People are just standing there hunched over, doing that just that's it. They're just folded in half, standing on the sidewalk. They're not even moving. It's a fucking tranquilizer. But apparently, it kills the tissues. They get, like, this rotting flesh, type situation going on. They shoot up their legs a lot.
So is it like that crocodile from Russia or whatever?
It's similar, but I think crocodile. That oogs me out, man.
Oh yeah, watch
I
it.
don't know if it's worse, but yeah, it's along those lines. It like shit just rots away. But they're using xylazine. I don't know what they use as far as crocodile goes.
I don't even know if it's here in the state.
I heard it was, but now I think the rage is xylazine. I mean, let's murder our limbs and
Yeah.
cut away our flesh, because that sounds so much fun.
I mean, when you're doing stuff like that, you're not thinking about that aspect of it.
I've never been truly addicted to something, so I don't know. I guess I can't judge, but I do judge for
Right.
sure. I shouldn't judge, but I'm totally judging.
Thanks for listening to our idiocy.
We're Phaleon and Binks of the Blue Lounge Podcast. That's our show, and thank you for spending time with us. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Follow us on TikTok, Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. Until next time.